Sheesh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner and welcome to your latest Chelsea news, Chelsea transfer news, Chelsea everything. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like we've created a bit of a mess on our own. As much as we love how Maresca has come out publicly and said that he needs another centre-back off the back of Levi Colwill now, pretty much out for the rest of the season, and only Tosin, and we're going to talk about Tosin. By the way, Tosin's injured as well. So Tosin's injured. So Levi Colwill and Tosin are the only two that Enzo Maresca depends on playing in that centre-back CB position where, we can play out from the back. And as much as we love the fact that Enzo Maresca has come out publicly and spoken about it, and he's demanded that we need another centre-back, I feel like inadvertently it's created a mess, because off the back of that, ladies and gentlemen, whole heap of briefings are coming out from many different journalists out there, and it's pretty much doubling down that we don't want to get another target. Now, I don't know whether this is some sort of a tactic to send a message to the market that no, we're not interested in any CBs. Don't be now hiking up your price for a CB, that if we are interested, we want to play cool and then all of a sudden go into the market and then get someone. I don't know whether this is a tactic that if we put out the message that we're looking for a CB, then every other team out there are going to try and hike up the price. So I'm not sure. But at the moment, the briefing is they're doubling down that no, Enzo Maresca, you got to make do with what we have. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. Do you know what I mean? So we've got enough CBs. It seems like the briefings are saying, Maresca, you're talking too much. You're talking too much, and get on with it and do what you can, because we feel like we've got a very talented squad, a very youthful squad with enough experience to deal, this adversity of not having Levi Colwill. So look, it's a bit mad, because I feel like Enzo Maresca, I just don't want any of this to create some sort of a negative impact on field. Look, some of you guys might be looking at this and thinking, now we're reading too much. No. It doesn't take much to create a negative impact. We saw that last season as well. We were doing well. If you guys remember, just before the Mudryk news, we were doing well. Then the Mudryk news came, and for some reason, everything started going south for at least 3 months. Now, I'm not saying it's directly linked with Mudryk, because some of these players are probably not even close to Mudryk. But what I'm saying is it doesn't take much. All it takes is one negative news, and it creates a cloud over everyone. And then before you know it, things go out of control. I've got huge expectations for this season. And Maresca so far has been brilliant, especially the final third of last season, Conference League final, Club World Cup. The players, the manager, everyone, even the directors and the owners, everyone has been magnificent. Moving into this new season, there's a lot of hope. For the first time under this new ownership, there's a lot of hope. I'm not saying go out there and win the Premier League, but I feel like we can compete. We'll be there. Come May, we will be there. In the Champions as well, we will be there. I don't want any of these shenanigans. And it seems like Maresca is saying one thing, the briefings, presumably coming from the directors and the owners, are saying one thing, and I don't want this to have a Maresca versus sporting directors and the owners. I don't want this situation. I don't want this bad cloud, dark cloud circling around us. On top of the fact that Tosin is also injured. So we're going to be going into this Crystal Palace match on the eve of our first game in this Premier League season without Levi Colwill and Tosin. So now Enzo Maresca really does need to find a solution. But these briefings, ladies and gentlemen, are not helping out. I mean, for example, have a look at this. Cave from Sky Sports, and there's more on it. Freedom of speech is a privilege, not a right for modern managers. Why Chelsea are unlikely to sign a centre-back despite Enzo Maresca's public transfer demands. I mean, this is not good. This is not good. But we're going to kick things off from here. We're going to get back to that. Obviously, it's a bit of a madness. Whole heap of, quotes and comments coming from briefs that are coming from different journalists. We're going to go through that now. But this is the next big thing, right? Well, this is probably the big thing. Breaking: Tosin is set to miss Chelsea versus Crystal Palace through injury. This is a huge blow. Huge blow, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Crystal Palace, we got some news about them as well. It looks like Eze might not be playing. He's on the verge of signing for Spurs, which is a positive for us in terms of he's not going to be available for Crystal Palace. But Tosin is not available. Lever Colwell's not available. Now, I'm pretty certain we will need to play Achapong in that center. We'll have to have Chalobah somewhere as well. And probably Mark Cucurella is going to be the LCB. And then maybe we play Reece James, who's going to invert and then tuck in as a right back. I don't know. Or it might even be Malo Gusto. But huge blow. Not having your primary players that play out from the middle, from the back, and the two players Enzo Maresca recently said in the press conference, they are so, 3 times so important. And anyone else, it's more of an adaptation. They can't really do the role of these two. Now, okay, sure, this is an opportunity for Achapong to showcase what he can do, but we also have to understand 2 things. 1, Achapong is young. We're going for important things. Is it fair for him to have burdened such a responsibility to play the center back? And as Maresca said, the center back needs to break lines, needs to find the diagonal passes, needs to control the tempo. We're going to ask Achapong, he's developing as well, to burden that responsibility from the get-go. It's asking a lot. If the player makes a mistake, watch how the media, how the fan base, and me included, will be going off, because it's an important season. This is not a season to experiment. Now, I'm not saying get rid of Achapong, not at all. Have Achapong with an experienced player next to him. Asking Achapong to run the show from the back, I don't mind it in the off games, but in the Premier League, no game is an off game. No game is an off game. So I get it. I get why Maresca is coming out. Maybe he shouldn't have. As much as we love the fact he's publicly said, maybe he shouldn't have. Maybe he should have kept all of these conversations in-house. Yes, we as a fan base, we loved it how he slammed Fofana and Buddy Shield that they can't play in the middle. Sure, but was it wise? Was it wise? So I get it. I get why Maresca wants a new CB. But at the same time, I don't want to take this opportunity to slam the directors and owners either. I know a lot of fans want that. Oh my God, look at these douchebags. They're not backing Enzo Maresca. We've finally got a manager that knows what he's doing, has done well last season. Champions League qualification, Conference League trophy, Club World Cup trophy. Come on, man, back him. But at the same time, I get it. Going out there in the market and getting another defender on top of so many defenders we have. What do you do? Like, you bring in a new defender. What do you think is going to happen to Achapong? Now, I get it. Can we just sit there and worry about Achapong? I understand, but it is a delicate situation. And how do we know that these directors and these owners are not looking at someone? And maybe the policy is that, hey, don't publicly state all this, Maresca, because clubs will now jack up their price. So it is a problem. It is a problem. Let's go through some of the comments that has come through in the briefs. Chelsea will not be signing a centre-back. Chelsea have arguably one of the deepest squads in the Premier League, and there are a lack of options of the required standard available in the current market. Now, that's true. We're looking for a centre-back that is a genius, pretty much. That is a genius. Can break lines, control tempo. You're looking for a register, basically. Do you know what I mean? And equally good in defense. It's not just about getting another central defender. Do you know what I mean? The bottom line is that Chelsea feel they have an elite squad made up of right blend of youth and experience. Now, it's coming from Sky Cave. Look, Enzo Maresca, we're going to see. We're going to have to try this out against Crystal Palace. We're not going to have a new defender already. So this is it. This is the opportunity for players like Achapong, players like maybe Anselmino. Show what you got. Show what you got. But I do sympathize with Enzo Maresca. Man has made a demand. And man knows that this is a long season. Don't forget, we didn't have enough break. And man knows that this is a serious season. Let's be serious about it. I get it. But at the same time, just getting any old CB is not going to work out. You need a specific CB. So let's see what happens. I'm not going to sit here and slam the directors and the owners at this moment, because it is a tough situation. It's not an easy. I get their point of view as well that, hey, use Achapong. Maybe he could turn out to be a superstar. I get that side of the coin as well. But I also understand Maresca's point of view that, hey, you're putting a lot of pressure. You're putting a lot of pressure on Achapong. And if it doesn't work out, it's an important season and you don't want it to go south. It's not as easy as it seems. Yes, I would love the sporting directors to back Maresca, but I understand it's not as easy as it seems. Breaking. Sources at Chelsea confirmed that their stance has not shifted on centre-backs. Three main factors inform the decision: confidence in the depth that has been amassed in the squad, a lack of suitable options available in this window, and full faith in Maresca and his coaching staff to work with and improve the talent at his disposal, which is true, man. I mean, look, as I said, we need to be very holistic about this. There are different perspectives. It is also true that Enzo Maresca, someone said it nicely the other day, what would Enzo Maresca have done if this happened mid-season? Levi Colwill gets injured, Tosin gets injured. What would you do then? I get it now, thinking like that hypothetically doesn't help because it didn't happen mid-season. It has happened, prior to the season starting. You can do something about it. It's in the window. But if it did happen in the mid-season, then Enzo Maresca would have to find a solution. I guess similar concept can be applied that you just have to find a solution. As a manager, as a coach, you're not always going to get everything. And I have to say, we've addressed quite a lot of things in this window. We've got quite a lot of good quality players, and we've got rid of quite a lot of players that just doesn't seem to work out for us. So I get this as well, that Enzo Maresca, sometimes you need to find a solution. I get it. But it is a crazy, like that position is so volatile, so critical. Is it fair to experiment on and find a solution? I've seen some people say, change your style of play. Why will a man change their style of play all of a sudden when it's been working and we're winning trophies? Now, of course, you're going to have to adapt and find new solutions. I get that, but this is what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. It's not easy. But I don't like the way that this has come out in media where Enzo Maresca said one thing, which now it's getting backfired at him. Do you know what I mean? It's now all going back at him, and I hope it doesn't create a bad environment. Chelsea feel they have internal solutions as centre-back and would only move if someone becomes available to them. There is Chalobah, Fofana, Maddison, Tosin, Achapong, Ansel Mina, and potentially Hato. So we're going to have to use all of these. But Fofana and Maddison, categorically, Enzo Maresca said, nah, they're not playing in the centre CB position. The other ones, we have to try them. Tosin is injured as well. So we are in a bit of a mess. Now, I get it. Tosin's probably not injured for too long. Maybe it's a precaution. They did say that it is a precautionary thing against Palace. He'll be back in the next game. But these sort of things can happen. If you only have one player that's capable of playing through the middle, we've got so many matches to play. It's not ideal. You might have to start looking at Hato. You might have to. Maresca, though, feels his squad does not have anyone as proficient as Colwill and making his tactics work, which you have to. I mean, who would know more than the manager that, what who puts out his tactics, who, carries out the tactics the best? Who would know better than the manager? Of course. Enzo Maresca feels Levi Colwill is the best at carrying that out. And then Tosin is a good, solid backup option for that. And then now when you don't have both, well, what do? People at Chelsea believe Achapong is capable of doing the centre-back role. There you go. While Maddison has demonstrated his ability to progress the ball from central areas at times. This is coming from the Athletic. That this is the clash. This is the shots are getting now fired back at Enzo Maresca, and I hope it doesn't create a bad feeling around the club. And I hope that, now some part of me wish that Enzo Maresca didn't say what he said about Maddison and Fofana publicly, because look at this, it's backfiring on him. It really is backfiring on him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about all of that in the comment section. What do you think? What do you think should happen? Do you feel that this could have a negative impact on the squad? Comment below. Comment below. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea have rejected a 45 million bid from West Ham for Andre Santos. Yeah, nah, he's not for sale. West Ham, you're in trouble. Already Graham Potter talking mad once. West Ham have lost to Sunderland, ladies and gentlemen, newly promoted team, but Sunderland, obviously, we know, heritage of the Premier League. They've been gone from the Premier League for a while now. Finally, they've come back and they've done a madness in terms of buying a whole heap of players in this transfer window. They look very, very good. They've smoked West Ham 3-0 at their home ground, at Sunderland's home ground. And then post-match, Graham Potter saying, the goals have changed the match. Oh, really? No shit, Sherlock. The goals have changed the match. Oh, wow. Talk about unbelievable analytical, statement. West Ham fans, good luck. This is just the beginning with Graham Potter. There's no way you're getting Andre Santos. Forget about it. Forget about it. We need Andre Santos. We badly need Andre Santos because Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, they will not be playing every single game. Andre Santos is a very, very good player who can definitely support in those areas. Now, check this out in regards to Eze, ladies and gentlemen, coming from Ben Jacobs. More on Eberechi Eze, who is close to joining Spurs. Eze is likely to miss Palace's opener at Chelsea, Stamford Bridge. Spurs only decided to make a bid, make a bid after James Maddison's ACL. Eze has told some England teammates he expects the move to happen. Eze has agreed terms. So there you go. This is a positive for Chelsea. He's not going to be there. Hopefully for Palace, I'm praying he's not there. If he's not there, that's a big loss for Palace. Huge, huge loss for Palace, ladies and gentlemen. Look, a little bit of preview. I don't want to do a full preview because I want to see exactly how he's set up. I'm not going to come up with a, starting lineup, this, that, the other. But what I'm going to say is that I think we're favorites at home at Stamford Bridge. I feel like our attack, our midfield is rock solid. I'm hoping that defense stands up as well. I'm expecting a win. I'm expecting maybe a 2-3-0 victory against Palace. No disrespect to Palace. I think Palace are a very good team under Oliver Glasner, but they're doing it tough. They're doing it tough. If they lose Eze as well, that's a huge miss. Huge, huge miss. Eze and Mateta, they are the biggest factors of Crystal Palace. Not having Eze there. Yes, they've got other very, very good players. Adam Wharton. They've got Munoz on the right side. They've got some very nifty players. Should not take them lightly. They were very difficult for us last season, but I think we should still have enough. I think Estevao is going to be amazing. I feel like Cole Palmer is going to be amazing. I think João Pedro might score. We should be able to take care of them at Stamford Bridge and kick things off with style. So that's my prediction, ladies and gentlemen. 2 or 3-0, probably 3-0. And there's no disrespect to Crystal Palace, but Crystal Palace could be without Eze. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content, and comment below how you are seeing the whole Enzo Maresca, the owners, the directors in regards to center back, central defender position. And of course, talk to me about Crystal Palace, Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. What are your thoughts? Who's the favorites? What's your score prediction? Comment below. Until next time, everyone. Take care. See ya.